This is a video for the Dislyte boys. If you're not them, get out.
Hello and welcome back to Dislyte News, the Dislyte News for your Dislyte News. I know, this Dislyte News came a bit late, but I have a reason. And that's because the new Esper in the test server is goddamn bugged as hell and yeah, it was really difficult to assess what he can do. But that has been solved now, so let's get into it. So starting off, we're gonna talk about the current new Esper, Suitai. So for Suitai, thus far, he has his uses in PvP and kind of only in PvP. And when it comes to PvP, it's a basic assumption that the more rezos, the better. And that goes for Suitai as well. So for Suitai, unless you can R6 him, he's not gonna be really worth your wish stones. So now let's talk about the new Esper, Zhou Hong, which literally looks like Shanks from One Piece. Yeah, that is my comparison. Yes, I haven't seen anyone say that yet. So I will make that statement right now. Anyways, Zhou Hong is another PvP Esper. Yep, we're getting a PvP Esper again! And the most annoying thing about Zhou Hong is that he's exclusively PvP, because his entire kit revolves around his debuff over time, which cannot be inflicted on bosses. So yeah, you can only use him in PvP, which is great. And for PvP, as I've said before, rezos make it better. And obviously that goes for Zhou Hong too. R6? Maybe. But currently there's not really a meta for Zhou Hong yet. Maybe down the line there is, but for now, nothing just yet. So for Zhou Hong, I would say basically a skip. Unless you're really invested in PvP, you probably shouldn't go for him. Now for the weekly Espers. So for week 1, we have Leora and Elaine. And the only reason these two are here is because they're getting new skins for Valentine's Day, which are also just recolored skins. So that's annoying. For Leora, you won't see her much in the new content in the game, but she definitely has her uses. You can see her often used in Chronos, Shadowfire, and also that Trials and Wave content, and she's honestly really good in those. If you're looking for resos for Leora, I would say R4 is a good place to start. R6, it's not really that necessary. So for Leora, I would say it's worth, but only R0. Anything after that, not really. For Elaine, she's kind of like an underwhelming character. She's really not used in anything other than Furbutter, and that's kind of it. Unless you're using her for like budget Fafnir because you don't have a good Fafnir team. But yeah, that's about it honestly. For Elaine, I would say that R2 is enough. You really don't need to invest any more into Elaine. Her damage is not gonna go anywhere crazy after that, so yeah. So since Elaine is not really used in anywhere, I would say Elaine is kind of a skip. So this patch is kind of like a safe patch, and honestly all these Espers are kind of like a skip. So I won't be continuously saying they're a skip, just assume that they're a skip. So for week 2, we have TA and Pitao. TA, one of the best AP control Espers out there, still in the leaderboards in Sonica Team 1, and also sometimes used in PvP, but not as much anymore thanks to Yuhime. If you're looking at rezos for TA, R6 is probably the place you want to be. So yeah. For Beetle, yeah, basically just the petrification guy. He's kind of only used in PvP because, you know, petrification. But, you know, he's a really good petrification guy. So if you want him, R2 or R6 is a good place to be. For week 3, we have Gabrielle and Clara. For Gabrielle, still a really good immunity Esper. I sometimes still see her used in PvP, but not very often. And if you really don't have a good team, she can be used for budget Fafnir. A good stopping point for Gabrielle is R2 or R6. For Clara, she's kind of an old Esper at this point, and she can't really compete with the newer healers anymore. But she is still pretty good in both PvE and PvP, and her rezos do make her better. It's just that the new Espers kind of like overwhelm her, so she's kind of in the back lines now. So yeah, she's kind of like an early mid-game character at this point. And this one is for you, Dixon. So for Jinchu, at R6, you'll be able to survive the first wave easier thanks to his buff, and he'll also be immune to stuns and sleep. So looking at the upcoming patch, since it's a safe patch, it's actually quite worth for you to actually go for R6. That is, as long as you have enough wish stones for the next patch, because who knows, maybe the next Esper is gonna be broken. You never know. So yeah, that's all the Espers that are coming out next patch. It's pretty much just a safe patch, so do whatever you want. Anyways, share more stickers. Bye.